The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of Para-X, its affiliates, or its sponsors.
The following program contains opinions expressed by the Dead Zone. If you find this broadcast offensive, lighten up, candy ass.
What?
Oh my gosh.
It's a radio show.
Hell yeah! That's what I'm talking about.
Initialize sequence now.
We're now in the approach phase. Everything looking good. Good. 5, rocket copy. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Dead Zone WDZRDB Worldwide. Welcome to the Dead Zone Paranormal Radio Show.
October 18th. Tonight is going to be a weird night. We're going to have a throwback with one of my old bandmates, one of my old buddies from way back in the day, back in the 70's and 80's. Back then we were Misty Mountain. How you like that? And he went on to form or be a part of the Apostles. We're going to hear about that. Plus, he's got a paranormal story he's going to share with us too. So stick around for that. And by the way, thank you guys for tuning in. Also, too, in the news, Jeff Efferson.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's Efferson, bass player from Megadeth, on tour now with our buddies, our local band buddies. Eye of Malice, my good buddy Brandon Shattuck, is going to be opening for them. It's going to be awesome. I mean, that's going to be in San Antonio, Slidell, LA, Houston, Pekin, Illinois, Indianapolis, of course, Chicago, and Green Bay. But more about that as time goes on. So stick around. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. It's going to be a weird one, so stick around. Wait, I did it again. I do not understand why I have the name Jeff just spilling out of my head. I don't get it. Anyway, not Jeff. On tour, promoting what I think is their new release, new album, No Cover. But we're going to find out more about that later on in the week. Later on in the next couple of weeks anyway. So, apologies, Dave. Didn't mean to call you Jeff, buddy. You're not the first.
Paranormal news.
Hello everyone, this is Michelle with Paranormal News. I found on MysteriousUniverse.org a story titled Supernatural Strangeness at New Jersey's Most Cursed and Haunted Road, written by Brett Swanser. Meandering through dark woods and rural backwaters of West Milford, Passaic County, New Jersey, is the notorious Clinton Road. Named after the original settlement called Clinton, it stretches through roughly 10 miles of mostly isolated, privately owned woodland with very few houses, and it is known for its dark stretches through the spooky forest. Unpaved for much of its run, it is rare to pass any other cars out here, and surrounded by tangled feral woods, it is a spooky place that seems perfect for the setting of some horror movie, and it is perhaps this ominous ambiance that has contributed to its notoriety, as this one lonely stretch of road is absolutely permeated with legends, plenty of spooky lore, and all manner of strangeness. From ghosts to UFOs to bizarre creatures from some nightmare, Clinton Road has it all. One of the more prominent tales from the area is that of a place called Cross Castle. It was built in 1905 by a man named Richard Cross, who settled the area and constructed the stone dwelling for him and his family. This was at a time when the woods and the area were already known for being an ominous, threatening place, with stories of ghosts and witches wandering the gloom already doing the rounds. According to Weird New Jersey, J. Percy Creighton once said of the place at the time, "It was never advisable to pass through the 5-mile woods after dark, for tradition tells us they were infested with bands of robbers and counterfeiters, to say nothing of the witches that held their nightly dances and carousels at Green Island, and the ghosts that then made their appearance in such frightful forms that it was more terrifying to the peaceful inhabitants than wild animals or even the Indians that often passed." This did not detour Cross at all, and he had his castle built, but it would in later be abandoned after Cross's death in 1917 and fall into disrepair before burning down in a fire to leave only the stone skeleton, after that being demolished once and for all in 1988. There are only very faint vestiges remaining of the place today, but the land it sat on has supposedly long been intensely haunted. Before the place was torn down, it was a popular spot for curiosity seekers, and they would often come back with all manner of tales of ghostly phenomena, much of it seeming malevolent. People reported being pushed, shoved, and hit by unseen hands with enough force to leave bruises, and also common are sudden, very potent waking nightmares and unexplained seizures or confusion. Even today, with only the foundations of the castle remaining, poking out of the brush like the remnants of some lost civilization, such reports come in from this spot, and it has also gathered a reputation as being a meeting place for shadowy cults and Satanists who leave behind evidence of their arcane rituals and indecipherable graffiti. One very eerie story was given by a witness to Weird, New Jersey, who says, "I had a friend who lived near Clinton Road. He used to take me on May Day and Halloween's Eve to spy on Wiccans practicing in the areas near his house. The proof I have is more than a kid's flashback of witches. It pertains to what was transcribed on the walls of Cross Castle, and how a historical fact about the writing will reveal that a Satanist movement was using the area for their practices. It was a nice afternoon in 1977. We decided to get our packs, a tent, and a rifle to spend the night up in the woods. I took a journal along with me. When we came upon the castle, we were amazed, as always, at how it stood out in the woods. We entered it and were shocked to learn that someone had put up 2 huge boards with words spelled out in red paint. The nature of the writing intrigued me, so I copied down what the walls proclaimed, and my friend snapped a picture. The journal stayed in a box until 6 months ago, when after my wife's death, I was going through everything and read it. What was once scribbled down in my youth was now revealed as one of the writings of Anton LaVey of the Church of Satan. I went to a local bookstore to match my journal with the Lex Satanicus. I concluded that the tales about Clinton Road were seriously understated. The Satanists who practiced there were not a joke, but a local grotto of people using dark forces to bring forth their evil reign. Now when I go to Clinton Road, I look at everything in a different light." Perhaps just as famous in the area is the place called Dead Man's Curve, in particular bridge that lies along its length. Here it is said that there lurks the ghost of a young boy who will appear if you stop to throw coins into the water below. According to the tale, the boy will materialize to throw the coins right back at you, sometimes with enough force to crack windshields or dent cars, or alternatively leave them lying in the middle of the road. The boy will often appear as a reflection in the water, or as a full apparition walking along the road, and the legend draws in scores of people who come to throw pennies into the water in attempt to summon the ghost boy. Scarier stories involving the ghost boy say that he will try and push you into the water, although it is thought that this is a gesture to help you from being hit by the car that killed him. The ghost boy certainly has plenty of company on Clinton Road, because there are numerous other specters said to call this place home. There are ghostly vehicles that patrol the road, such as the Phantom Camaro and a black ghost truck that will speed up to cars, flash its lights, and then just vanish. 2 ghostly park rangers are said to be seen along the road, especially near Terrence Pond, and there are many shadow figures seen here. One witness has said of the Phantom Rangers, "Much further up the road on the right there are trails that go up the mountain to a lake called Terrace Pond. The pond was crystal clear and great for swimming. We used to camp up there, and we had a really weird occurrence that happened to us. We were camping one night around 1 a.m., and 2 park rangers noticed our fire and walked over to us. They were concerned about the fire, drinking, etc. We asked if our vehicles would be okay where they were, and asked if they would be ticketed. They said they were fine and no ticketing would be carried out. In the morning, we ventured down the mountainside and approached our cars, and they had 2 summons per car. West Milford Police and Newark Watershed authorities approached us, and we asked them about the park rangers, and they looked bewildered. We then told them that we were speaking with 2 younger men, and they said that we were okay to stay in camp. Our vehicles were okay, and we would not be fined. One of the Newark Watershed authorities replied, "What did these park rangers look like, and what were they wearing?" We described their appearance, and the authority told us that there were no park rangers patrolling the property anymore, and the 2 men we saw that night were killed on patrol in 1939. There are myriad of other strange stories tied to the road: secret KKK meetings, mafiosos dumping dead bodies, a cursed druid temple, and many others. Adding to all of this are the various other bizarreness cited along the road: UFO, mysterious orbs, phantom hounds, Bigfoot, roving bands of albinos, devil monkeys, winged humanoids, and other less definable monsters. There are also numerous reports of lost time, mysterious illnesses, and a general sense of unease, with some people reporting that the atmosphere can be absolutely oppressive and stifling, with some people explaining it as feeling as if being suffocated by pure evil. Why is it that this one little stretch of road should draw to it so much bizarreness? Is there something about the history of the place, the land it lies on, or is it just the spooky legends we innately build up around inherently spooky places? No matter the answer, Clinton Road has gained a reputation as one of the most haunted and strangest places in the state, bringing in numerous paranormal investigators and curiosity seekers. It will likely remain a strange feature of the landscape for some time to come. Okay, so now if anyone that is listening has been to this location, I would love for you to send me an email, and I would like to interview you. So shoot me an email to michelle.deadzone@gmail.com. That's michelle.deadzone@gmail.com.
Thank you, Michelle. Here's one we haven't played in a while. It's Party Like Another Dead Rock Star, American Bombshell.
Another night on the street, up another day with another
How about that? We are still waiting on Scott Blake of Your Dreams, or Your Dream Creations, and our buddy here, our co-host, to get back on his feet during this pandemic because he's losing a lot of money. His only job is to do what he does. And it's really hard for me, and I understand completely. We know it's tough to make it on your own. It may be a while before he comes back. He's got a lot going on, trying to stay above water like everyone else, and that's okay. That's all right. That being said, we're going to do one more Black Tractor, just like Fay Ray. By the way, even Michelle is having a hard time. I mean, we've been separated all this time, and I'm trying to do the best I can and hope you guys enjoy the show. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. I did hear, as a side note, AC/DC has a brand new album coming out with Brian Johnson. Come on, man. That's some news right there, right?
This is Rick McCullum of the Hollywood Ghost Hunters, and you're listening to The Dead Zone.
Dead Zone, WDZRDB, worldwide.
Millions of people are affected by the Para-X bug.
I realize that it is something that will stay with me for the rest of my life and long into the afterlife as well.
If you have the Para-X bug, there is hope.
With a nightly visit to the Para-X website and intensive past life regression therapy, I can control it.
Even with the Para-X bug, I can still lead an active life of radio show hosting, paranormal investigating, evidence checking, attending conferences, book writing, keeping up with the latest technology, and still keep my 40-hour-a-week day job.
If you think that you have the Para-X bug or know someone who might, visit para-x.com. And remember, you are not alone.
I am not alone.
I
am not alone.
The Para-X bug may cause the urge to chase shadow people, visit exotic haunted locations, adopt a pugwudgie, or spend all of your time trying to figure out the laws and principles of paranormal investigation. Listening to Para-X may increase these effects.
Sudden visions of full-body apparitions, or feeling the covers being pulled off you in the middle of the night by unseen hands, may also be signs of exposure to the Para-X bug.
The use of Para-X may be habit-forming, and an overwhelming desire to provoke spirits may be a serious side effect. If these symptoms last more than 4 hours, you should quickly consult a trusted witch and have her cast a "what the hell are you thinking" spell on you. If symptoms persist, please contact the Para-X Radio Network Homeland Security Team for further instructions.
The Para-X bug may cause urges for late-night speaking with spirits and ghosts. Listening to Para-X may increase these effects. Overwhelming desire to try provoking a spirit may be a serious side effect. Those with Para-X bug effects lasting more than 4 hours should consult Para-X or see a professional. Sudden outbursts at the mention of orbs may be a sign of exposure to the Para-X bug. Use of Para-X may be habit-forming. Use caution when engaging in Para-X chat.
Your source for everything paranormal. Para-X.
If all radio stations in town were palm trees, we'd be the one with the biggest coconuts.
Now,
here are the one, the only
Dead Zone.
All right, welcome back. Let's get right into it with John. One moment. Hello?
Hey, brother.
Are you there? All right, John Huddleston.
Yeah.
My old friend, way back in the day. Personal friend of mine. Best guy ever. A bandmate in our old band, Misty Mountain. And guess what? I'm going to reveal it online tonight. Going to end all the mystery. The man who was solely responsible for the death of Elvis Presley. I saw it. I was there in your hallway. Did I not?
You were there, and I want to say, Lee, thank you. It's an honor to get to be.
Well, it's good to have you, man.
Invited on your show.
That's good to have you.
I'm really proud of what you've accomplished there. It's really incredible.
Yeah. Well, we do what we do. We'll do what we can. We're having a good time. That's all that matters. Just have a good time, right? So how's it going, buddy? I mean, we've got so much ground to cover. I mean, we've got the old days up until what's going on right now. But there's one thing before we get started. This is a paranormal show, so I do happen to know, we talked about this, you have a paranormal experience. So go ahead and tell us about that real quick.
Well, I'm a Christian.
Yes?
And, I come here where a lot of Christians would run away. And I do that because I think I'm hooked up with the ultimate in paranormal.
Okay. Well, yeah, there's only one, right? Yes.
Yeah, and, his name's Jesus. And anyway, I was going to Bible college, my first year of college, and there was this situation, a really bad situation that had come up, and my roommate and I organized what we call prayer chain, where we would have people coming into our room 24/7.
Right.
Somebody was praying.
Right.
Anyway, we had went to bed one night. There was somebody in there praying, and we both went to sleep. I was facing the wall, but Jason was facing towards the center of the room.
Okay.
And he had been asleep. He woke up and he saw this, what he described, and I described, I'll tell you later, as a dark, misty kind of cloud.
Right.
And
Not a defined shadow figure, but
no figure at all. It was just like this shapeless cloud, like you'd get out of some kind of special effects thing, you know.
Right.
And it had this mistiness to it.
Okay.
Anyway,
are you moving around? Are you moving around, buddy? Are you moving around, buddy? Because your phone kind of went wacky for a moment.
I may be. Hang on.
Okay.
Let me fix that. Anyway, he tucked his head down. I'm still sound asleep, and he's praying, Jesus, take it away, take it away. And he looks up, and it's over by me.
Right.
And it starts coming back towards him, and he does it again, and he's trying to say something and wake me up. And finally, he makes enough noise, and I turn over, and he's finally, when Jason's voice broke, he says, Jesus. And I saw it, this misty, weird thing just vanish.
Wow.
And we got up, and, you know, there for a minute, you know, the adrenaline's pumping and all that stuff, and so you think, you know, well, the way I'm feeling right now is because of that.
Right.
But then it was still time later, and we realized we're both freezing, and we go look at the thermostat, and the thermostat's up, you know, 78 degrees. We should have been plenty warm.
Right.
And we were both freezing, and the adrenaline had plenty of time to wear off.
Right.
And that experience was, it's not something that I've, you know, talked a lot about because, unfortunately, there's too much frowning on certain things.
And yes, in the Christian world, yes, I know. Yeah, I get it. We get it too.
But you know, the cool thing is, especially about where I am now, the church I am now, it's very small. We're just planting it, getting started.
Yeah.
And I'm one of the youngest people there, and I'm 55.
Yeah, me too. How about that? Yeah, okay.
And, you know, but yet I'm the proverbial square peg in the round hole, the long-haired rock and roller.
Yeah.
And they're all clean cut, you know, but we work together, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and that's cool. You know, they know about that.
Yeah. You went wacky. You went wacky again, dude. You keep doing that. I don't know what's going on, but your phone keeps going weird.
Somebody.
There it goes. There it goes again.
Anyway.
Yeah. There it goes.
Stop. I'm sorry.
Hey, all
it's
right.
one of my friends. Anyway, but you know, I got to say, something truly paranormal is the way that I was going in my life. I don't think I would have survived past 21 or 23 or something like that.
Okay, now we're talking about the back to the music industry, right?
Yeah. You know, like we started off, we were in it for the music. You know, we were learning how to play. You were learning how to play bass.
Oh, yeah.
I'm learning how to play drums.
Oh, yeah.
And then I see, you know, John Hugan and Charles Wood getting all the girls, and I'm like, this ain't right.
Yeah, God rest his soul, by the way. Yes, John. I'm sorry, Charles. Yeah.
Yeah, Charles Millwood.
Yes, we lost Charles, and we lost right on the tip of my tongue one of our best friends, man. Like last year.
Paul Ratley?
No, Paul's still around, that crazy guy. Yeah, he's still driving a truck, and I think he actually still plays.
That's awesome.
Bennett South. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Bennett. Yeah. Yeah, we lost. Yeah. Remember the time we were in the shed there, and he was playing, and the guitar shorted out and electrocuted him, so we had to throw him in the car, and he finally revived. Man.
Yep.
What time. What a time.
We learned a lot about the Max Frehley syndrome. That's what I call it. You know,
yeah. Shocked me, yeah. No kidding.
Times did we, you know, we finally learned there's a good reason that your amps have that third prong on there.
Yeah, you know? Absolutely.
Don't be short.
Man. Sometimes. I mean, wow.
And another great memory I have is when we went and played at the convention center.
Oh, yeah.
what was called the Salt and Pepper Talent Show.
And this is the one I forgot about. You reminded me of. I totally forgot about that. And we could not do that today. There's no way we could do what we did. No.
No, it was, all black folks, all pepper, and
we
were the only salt there.
Yeah, UAPB.
Played Freebird for them, and they loved it.
And with the flag. With the flag behind us.
Yeah. And it was awesome. And I really didn't expect the acceptance that they gave us.
Right.
And they really did give us that acceptance. And we were, crawling out of the garage band thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And total redneck, too. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
We really were.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what did Paul say when he pulled the curtain back? You told me? We're going to die. We're gonna die. Oh man.
Yeah, well, sometimes if you don't feel that way before you go on stage, it's a bad thing. It's a weird thing about me is the more people there are in the audience, the better I do.
The more you like it. Yeah, the more you like it. Absolutely.
Everything, because I get that feedback. I'm a feedback-oriented guy.
Right. You and I, we started. You and Paul. We started young, man. When did the
Oh man!
With the Kiss show we put on, we were like what, in the 9th grade?
9th grade, and we had started before that.
Yeah, yeah, but I don't remember.
Kiss put on was such a blast.
I know.
I mean, look, that's something I have to say about, especially like Paul Stanley.
Yeah.
Is that his attitude is such for the fans.
Yeah.
He appreciates his fans
so
much, so real.
Right.
That there's no artifice about it. And, it's something that rubbed off on me, and I've always appreciated people coming up to me and saying, hey, I appreciated that song, or, y'all did a great job tonight, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, in Christianity, your first response is, well, it's all about Jesus, give the glory to Jesus.
Right.
But the thing I learned is that you can really hurt somebody by turning away a compliment that they're giving you.
Oh, yeah. I don't like a person that can't take a compliment, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
The way I decided is that I'm making it about Jesus on the stage. And then afterward, if somebody comes up to me and they want to talk long about it, then we'll talk about it. But if they're just coming up to give you a hug and say, hey, great job, nice to meet you, whatever, can I have your autograph?
Yeah.
Sure. And that's the end of it,
Yeah.
And, it's just like, I know I'm skipping way ahead here, but...
Yeah, right. You're fine.
We went to Europe and had the biggest crowds we ever saw.
Yeah.
Huge crowds of people. None of them spoke English, and they loved us. They loved us. We even got whisked out by security because some folks showed up with knives and
good
stuff.
Lord, yeah.
And it was just like, wait a minute now, we're not the Who. We're just come on, give me a break.
Right.
We'll be fine.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you don't understand. This is bad news, and they scooted us out of there.
Oh yeah.
And,
I believe it. I believe it. I mean, the one Kiss concert in Arkansas, which I don't remember which one it was. I was like 2 rows from Gene, right on the floor.
Right. That wasn't the one that we went to.
No, that wasn't.
We were up at almost the nosebleed section with binoculars.
Right. The kid in front of me had pulled out Chinese stars and had them in his hand, and I think he was getting ready to throw those. Before I could say anything, I mean, these guys jumped out of nowhere, grabbed that guy, and he was gone.
That's one thing I found out in the world of rock and roll and Christian rock and roll, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
You get out there amongst decent sized crowds.
Mm-hmm.
Your security people keep you alive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Right.
And those guys, they're unsung all the time.
Oh yeah.
But man, the job they do is something else.
Right. Now, not only Apostle were you in another band?
A reiteration of Apostle that was called Mission Boulevard.
That's it. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
But it was. I mean, I've been in other bands.
Right.
I played blues band, a local blues band here.
Right.
Really learned a lot. It was such a great experience, and it was like they called me Lightning Boy. They loved bringing the Van Halen thing into the blues.
Right. You do your guitar work is excellent. I do love that, by the way. That sounds really good. The one that you sent me today, was awesome. Hate was it Hate or not? Fight. Fight.
There's Fight. The songs I sent you was Fight, End of Time, and then one I call Fast Blues, which was just a blues riff, sort of a nod to B.B. King and Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Right. That End of Time was you with the boys, though. That was with the band. Yeah. That was great too.
End of Time is the band, and Fight and the blues thing is just me doing all the instruments and on Fight doing the singing.
You're fine.
But I realized how lucky that I have been in my life to get to chase my dream, have a family that supported it, had people that supported it, people that started off with me, Paul,
John Hugan,
Charles Millwood, especially was huge. God rest him. Bennett, like you were saying, just a bunch of people that revolved through our lives. Then, as happens, we all go our separate ways. And
the thing of it is, though, I mean, as far as I know, all the boys, to one point or another, are still playing. You know what I mean? I mean, they may not be raking in a lot of money, but they're still doing what they love to do. They're still playing and getting out there and having a good time. Well, that's the testament of a musician.
That's the thing, is that you play for the love of the music.
Right.
And that's the thing, that I appreciate. The biggest compliment that I ever got was from a guitar player that I admired hugely. And I won't even say who it was.
Okay.
But he said, "You sound like you."
You're not trying to be someone else.
You didn't say you sounded like Eddie, or you didn't say you sounded like Jimmy, or you didn't say you sounded like Richie Sambora, or like from the Royal Michael Suite, or the Christian Royal Michael Suite, or
you sound
Fox, or,
you sound like yourself. You're not trying to be someone else.
It was just like, man, what a blessing, because I found that one thing that is so elusive, which is my own way of playing.
Right.
Now, it is borrowed from Ace Frehley and from
Eddie Van
Halen very heavily, from Richie Sambora, from Bob Hartman that played for Petra, a Christian rock band, and from Michael Sweet and Oz Fox and Stryper. All these influences come in. Stevie Ray Vaughan comes in. All those flavors come in, and then God gave me a blessing to be able to kind of mix the pot up. It's like people ask about, okay, what kind of music does your band make? And I said, well, if you took Van Halen and Bon Jovi and U2 and some kind of piano-based music that you like
some REO or something,
that's us. We're a mix of all different kinds of stuff that somehow works.
Right. When's the last time you played with the boys? I know it's been a long time, right? I mean,
it was probably 1990.
1990, yeah, okay. So so it's been a while.
I'm in constant contact with our drummer Vaughn Grimes. He's the best friend. I invented the thing of the acronym. Drummers are always late. Or never early. If you pick, it's like LSD, lead singer syndrome, or disease, or lead guitar ego syndrome, which I know all about.
Well, I kind of figure it goes that big head ego syndrome kind of leans towards the lead singer. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that's why I say lead singer disease covers all the aspects.
Oh yeah. That's for real. And guys like me, I do play guitar. I go back and forth from bass to guitar, but I mean, guys like me, bassists, we're just stuck in the back, just doing our own thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
it's like, what I've told people for years, and I argued this point to no end. The most important member of the band is the drummer.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got a good drummer, you got a chance of having a good band. If you don't, you can forget it.
Correct. You got it.
Second most person in the band, truly, is bass.
You got to have that rhythm. You got to have that underbass.
Solid foundation. Yes, you got to have that underpinning.
Yep.
Without the underpinning, you can't build a house. Just like it says in the Bible, you build your house on sand, you're going to sink. You build on a solid foundation, and that's what the drums and the bass do together.
Right.
That's why Van Halen can be so successful.
With the three, yeah.
One guitar player.
Yeah.
Or,
ZZ Top,
keyboards or whatever, and then a throat. Sammy came along and added another guitar, and I thought it was a great addition.
Yeah.
But, basically Van Halen was a three-piece band.
Right.
And the sound they made is unforgettable.
Oh, it's crazy, yeah. I mean, it's undeniable that he revolutionized the electric guitar, I think. Anyway, the way he played, his playing, and it, you know what I mean?
People ask me, who's the best guitar player? And at the time, my answer was, the best guitar player is Eddie Van Halen.
Okay.
The most important guitar player is Jimi Hendrix.
Okay.
I say Jimi Hendrix because Jimmy was a sloppy player. A lot of people don't recognize that, but he had a real trick of, like, he'd play the wrong note in a solo, but then go back and bend that note around and you reuse that note to make it seem like, well, that he meant to play. That's part of what he's doing.
Right.
You hear it in his live stuff all the time.
Right.
Eddie was very exact.
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean,
like machine gun playing, even when he's playing. So, like, my favorite Van Halen solo is the one for When It's Love.
Okay, yeah.
It's because it's slow, it's bluesy, and there's a lot of feeling in it, you know?
Yeah.
And I just love that. I mean, I love all his technical stuff. Eruption changed the world forever.
Right.
Having, it's like the song Fight was inspired by Dance the Night Away and Jump.
Yeah.
And
now, now that you mention that, what are your thoughts? I mean, it doesn't matter, but who do you like better? What would you choose, Van Halen or Sammy Hagar's Van Halen?
I would choose. Boy, that is hard.
I know, that's what I mean, man. I mean,
because I have a true love affair with the original Van Halen.
Absolutely.
And even with the last album they made, everybody poo-pooed on it, and I'm like, I love this record.
Yeah.
It's what everybody was thinking. Okay, we're going to go.
When David came back, right?
After 1984, they were expecting the post-1984 album. Well, now it's not 1984. They're not going to record an album like,
right.
Like, get off their case.
Right.
But I think that Sammy deepened the band. He proved that they could be just as cool, just as sexy or whatever that they needed to be for rock and roll, but they could also show a deeper side.
Right.
And his guitar playing live added a dimension where Eddie could step away on keyboard and stuff. Of course, they wound up sequencing a lot of their keyboard stuff or having a understage keyboard player. But anyway,
right, of course.
I'm a voter for Van Hagar.
You like Van Hagar? Okay. All right.
I am. I mean, that's a very tight. That's like by 1/10 of a point.
Yeah, it's hard to. There are certain aspects of certain albums that I love from both sides.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's like I love Dance the Night Away for instance, or Little Guitars or whatever. But then I love Right Now, and I love Round and Round.
Oh, that's Round and Round is Rat.
Or what is it? Round? Yeah, it's.
I can't remember. I know Round and Round is one of my favorite bands.
It's off the Unlawful Carnal Knowledge.
Oh, album. Okay. Okay.
Anyway,
I haven't heard that in a while. Yeah.
Run Around. That's the
Run
name
Around.
of it.
Okay.
Run Around.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, Ed. Anyway, but so those different songs, they all have a place that means something to me. It's like in Christian music, for instance, with Stryper, they've got a title song that was off their third album. It's called "To Hell with the Devil."
Yeah.
And I thought that was the coolest album title that I ever heard.
Right.
And the song's great behind it, and they have a section of songs that play. They did a version of the Battle Hymn of the Republic that I put on Facebook recently.
Okay.
I'll repost it sometime soon. So if somebody wants to hear it, but they were very influential on us and helpful to us and whatever. The guys in Petra, with their album Beyond Belief, they changed Christian music in a big way with that record, and they were really cool to us. We had just a lot of good luck and a lot of blessing, and it's continued for me post-band.
Right.
I mean, there's been on years and off years, and like right now, most of what I'm doing is playing at my church.
Right.
There's just a very, very few of us, and we can go safely. We don't have to worry about COVID. We wear our masks. We, are able to do all that stuff.
Okay.
But I don't get to go out and play like I used to.
Oh, no. I don't either. I mean, I still have I don't know if you've seen the pictures, but all my guitars are still there. As a matter of fact, I've got a Thunderbird coming. I don't know when. It's back ordered right now.
I had a Thunderbird. I had a
Firebird. Yeah.
That I love, but I had to sell it.
Yeah, man, I sold the ones I had back in the day when you and I were playing. It was a
T40. You had a precision.
Yeah, T40, and I hate myself for selling those, dude.
Yeah, that T40 played the same, but it sounded great.
Yeah, yeah, it was a great guitar, and I really wish I still had it. But I'm hoping this new Thunderbird's gonna make up and give me a good time. Sit around playing.
You're gonna get a lot of the same tone with those, double coil pickups.
Yeah.
And Thunderbird has a really fat tone.
Yeah.
A lot reminiscent, like the T40, it's just a little bit edgier.
Right, and I figure if I put a EQ on it, maybe a overdrive, I can get pretty much anything I want out of it. So,
Beautiful bass.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm playing Wolfgangs and Stratocasters.
All
along
right.
with the Thornton. I've got a B.B. King Lucille.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Yeah.
And like I said, I had to sell. I've got a Takamine, the same guitar that Glenn Fry used to play.
Yeah.
A20C, and I had a Taylor, but I had to sell it, and then I had a Firebird, but I had to sell it.
Yeah.
And but the guitars I play, I choose them for the style of music that I play, and so I need something that with a flaming bar that's not going to get out of tune on some songs.
Right.
And on some songs, when I really want to look for that sort of edge sound, is another hero. I can find it real great. I've got a wonderful American-made, American Elite Stratocaster.
Oh yeah.
That the Lord blessed me with, and it is the Stratocaster's player Stratocaster.
It's fantastic, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet it is.
I'm playing it and I'm going, I really have this in my hands.
Let me ask you this: talking about guitar players like we were before, Eddie Van Halen. What about? I don't want to talk bad about him, but what about a guy that everybody knows, that everyone loves, Steve Vai? Man, with all the whammies and all the tricks and all the playing around, he's a good guy too.
Yes, Steve. Okay, you think about what Randy Rhoads would have done had he lived.
Yeah.
Okay, so Steve took that and then took a left turn, and Steve was technically, like Eddie, just mind-boggling.
Yeah.
It's like Neil Peart playing drums.
Yeah.
But there are guys that are on that kind of level, and I would put Steve right up there with guys like that.
Right.
I'm not a great big fan.
Yeah, a lot of people cut him down, or a lot of people put him down because of the whammy bar tricks and all the dancing around.
Because I realized after my exposure with Eddie and after my own way of playing that it becomes the way you play. It's like, for instance, I've heard Eddie play with other bands, other situations and stuff.
And you can tell it's Eddie.
That were not Van Halen.
Yeah, and you can tell it's Eddie though, right?
When Eddie's playing guitar, you can tell it. He has this sound that, it's all about his hands. It's not about his amp. It's not about his guitar.
Now you don't think it's about the like the 5150 or anything like that?
I mean, yes, those things all play a part because he is he was a tone hunting.
Yeah.
Just that's what his life was about.
Right.
That's why he built the Frankenstein, because he wanted the sound of ES-335 and he couldn't get it out of his Stratocaster.
Mm-hmm.
And so he said, well, I know what to do. So he destroyed one guitar and built another one.
Right.
Going and buying a $40 boogie body and an old Kramer neck, and time he got the guitar worth $1 million, and he sold so many of them.
Right.
He had those copies made, and then he's selling them along with the Wolfgangs now.
Yeah.
And they're selling well.
Yeah. And those are pretty. Those are really pretty guitars too.
Mm-hmm.
The Wolfgangs. Oh yeah, very nice.
Mine's purple.
You got a purple one. Oh, nice. Royal purple.
I wanted a flamed maple, not a flame, a quilted maple, and I just couldn't find one that I wanted enough.
Yeah.
And I saw a purple one, and it was just like, people can't pull off a purple guitar very easy.
Yeah.
I want it.
Yeah. that's what my old LP is, quilt top. The first guitar Michelle ever bought me was a quilt top.
Wow.
It's beautiful. It really is.
Yeah, love those.
Yeah. Well, man, we're going to run out of time here, so is there anything you want to tell everyone?
I just want to say that look, whoever you are, wherever you are, however you believe, that the way that you can find your way through this life,
have faith.
I believe that it lies in Jesus and giving your life to Jesus.
Have faith, and don't give up.
And have that faith. But what I want to say to you is whatever situation you're in, realize that there are millions of people on this planet that would gladly trade places with you right now.
Oh yeah.
And then don't just take that. It's not the old thing of, well, you got to eat everything on your plate because somebody in Siberia is starving.
Yeah.
That's not to help them. The point is to say, I will pick myself up, and I will pick myself up and start taking the little steps to get to where I want to be.
Right.
And don't forget to enjoy the journey.
That's what it's all about.
People do.
It's about the journey. It's not the destination as much as it is the journey.
And that's what this conversation has been. It's been part of our journey. It's a new chapter. We hadn't talked in a long time. We hooked up on Facebook.
It's been forever.
And then here it is. And so, again, thank you.
Oh, no problem. And I remember a few things. Not a lot of things back then because most of it was all bong cloud covered, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Yeah. But I do remember this. Going over to your brother's trailer. We spent the night there.
Yeah.
We broke into his cooking sherry to get drunk, of course, because we're stupid. You remember that?
Yes, I do.
And you guys took me out for my very first snipe hunt. Yeah.
That was fun, especially out there where we lived, where it was so country.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I lived in town at that point.
Right.
I was a city boy. I was a city boy, and I came out there.
You were the city boy, and I was the country boy. Now we switched places. How'd that happen?
I don't know. That was so funny.
Everybody, and I'm working on a new album.
Absolutely. That's what I want to hear. Yeah.
And then that's going to be out with some of the old and some new, and just pray a blessing on it.
Hey, this is Lee. If you missed tonight's show or any other show, you can always check them out in the archives on the Para-X Radio Network, or you can go to our website and click on any of your favorite apps.
I found it at last! Marla's Sacred Cauldron. This is the legendary artifact that has been whispered about in hushed tones for hundreds of years, and now it's mine! All
mine! Who dares defile the sanctity of my castle walls? Step away from the cauldron, you impertinent, muddy-mettled maltworm.
Never! I've spent half my lifetime trying to discover your age-old secret of stirring the cauldron.
Oh, for Merlin's sake, that's no deep, dark secret. Just tune into the Para-X Radio Network Thursday nights at 9 o'clock Eastern for more cauldron stirring than you can shake a wand at.
Oh, well, in that case, I guess I don't need to take up any more of your time, so I guess I'll be going.
Not just yet. We've got a little unfinished business to take care of.
That's Stirring the Cauldron with Marla Brooks every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern on the Para-X Radio Network.
This is the Dead Zone Paranormal Radio Show.
Thanks for listening.